okay, Chinese acupuncture, they say, before the current starts damage the machine, he will stop it. So Chinese master, Chinese doctor, they will search, they will find your qi levels. The first thing they touch your qi level is yang or negative, sufficient or deficient. So we always talk about yin yang, yin yang. So the normal state, suppose this is normal state. If a qi level is over normal state, that's called yang, sufficient. If your qi level is lower than normal state, that's called deficient, that's called yin. Whenever the machine is supposed to receive normal, if ever positive or negative, the machine starts malfunctioning or starts to get defects. Alright? So that's a different medical idea now. So Chinese doctor, before the machine show any defects, the doctor can see the energy is wrong. So they use a needle go in to adjust the needle, adjust the level of the qi. Okay, originally it was supposed to be 5 ampere. Now you can sense 10 ampere is sufficient. Then they can use a needle to make it lower. When the needle is lower, then the machine is normal functioning. That's Chinese. Before the physical defects show up, then they stop it, they correct it. This is different from Western medicine. Western medicine is, if you don't see, you don't believe. They have to see something come wrong, they have to operate. They say, oh yeah, I can see, but that's already late. That's a different concept, different idea. This kind of idea, Chinese, they researched for 4,000 years. It was not until 14 years ago, then American doctors started accepting it. 14 years ago, when Nixon visited mainland China, what he did, mainland China, they operated the patient with a heart problem in front of him. The Nixon said, what's that? Because the patient was talking, that's why they're operating his heart. He's awake. Then he said, what's that? Because in America, everybody, when you get operated, any operation gets passed out, coma. But how can this patient keep talking? Then he started to realize there's some technology developed in China, in this country, they refuse to accept it. Then since then, 14 years ago, a lot of doctors went to mainland China, translated acupuncture book and tried to research. But now acupuncture, even in Massachusetts, is licensed now. Why? They still don't understand, but why they licensed? Because they already know these things already existing for 4,000 years. Already has been used in practice for 4,000 years. So they realized these things, then they realized it's not a voodoo. Then they started, this country started more and more accept now. They realized, how can a patient operate the heart, then you don't sense the pain? Where's the pain come from? Come from your brain, right? I bet you, before you operate someone, you just knock him out, you can operate. It's as good as drugs. As long as he passes out, you'll be fine. But you can't do that. But what Chinese do, they put acupuncture needles there. Because you understand how do you feel the pain is from your brain. So anything of energy disturbance from the heart connected to the brain, they stop it. Like a switch, they switch off. So only here switch off, so you don't sense it, but still functioning. They can operate it. Or everything else, because if there's a machine wrong, one machine wrong, you shut everything off. You don't have to shut everything off. You can just fix the machine. The production line is still going on. This is a different concept, different idea. And then now, acupuncture being widely accepted. It's not only that. You see, you experience it. The Qigong research going up in this country, and the Tai Chi going up. Anything related to internal field going up. Even now, they research a lot about the human brain. Okay. But the human brain is something amazing. We're going to talk about that more. Okay. Then, the first thing is acupuncture. And what's the next thing? It's very common. It's acupressure. Acupressure, eventually, that's part of a massage, Qigong massage. Then after that, in the human, there's a martial art Qigong, that's a Tai Chi. And the fourth one is a health Qigong exercise. Health Qigong. Okay, but today, most of people talk about Qigong, what they talk about? They only talk about this one, and this one. I don't know, somewhere you can look at people, they talk about Qigong, they only restrict themselves in martial art Qigong like Tai Chi, or even just Qigong exercise. So you got to change your idea. No, there are only two fields of a whole Qigong exercise. Okay. So it's very important to get that. And then then you say, okay, then the what qi now? The body. The qi in the body, you can, how do you build up? How do you circulate? And how qi plays the role in your body. Okay, then you have to understand the whole body's qi system. Then we're going to get deeper and deeper. Your body is like the factories. All right. Now, we talk about now qi. In the body, you have 12 organs. There's a 12. That's a related 12 qi channels. All right. In your body, you have 6 channels go to the hands, 6 channels go to the organs. The leg, you have 6 channels go to the toes, and 6 channels come. The other end come to the organs. So on the leg, you have 6 channels go to the leg. The other 6 channels go to the hands. Inside this channel is called negative. Negative channel is weakened. On the outside channel is positive. It's so easy to identify. So when you strike, when you use martial art, when you kill the enemy, you strike the enemy, you strike the negative. You don't strike the positive. Because top twice is strong. It's so easy because human beings have been exposed this side to the outside world more than inside. The more and more you build up the resistance outside. When somebody comes to hit you, you go this side, you won't go this side. Okay, the back is strong, the back is positive. The front side is negative. So from there you can easily identify where's the negative organ and negative channel, where's the positive channels. So the 3 channel go here, 3 channel go there, 3 channel go here, 3 channel go outside. Okay, 12 channels related to 12 organs. These organs is very important in the Chinese Qigong or medical science considered as a river. They consider as a river. What does it mean as a river? The river doesn't mean the qi in the rivers has to be circulating smoothly and continuously. You understand? Because the river, if the river is having stagnation on rivers, then qi won't flow. That means the machine is not going to attain the normal levels of qi. So what's the qigong exercise? The first purpose, how do I keep these 12 rivers qi normally, smoothly circulating? Okay, that's the first target. We're talking about first target. So this 12 channel is important. Then, not that, where the rivers, where the water come from? How many of you ever think about where the water come from? That means where the qi come from in the body? Because if I understand you have rivers but you don't have waters, what's going to happen?
Run dry?
Yeah, you're going to die because you don't have water. So what I said, in the body, other than 12 organs, you have 8 vessels. Okay. The 8 vessels, they call 8 extraordinary vessels. These 8 vessels in the Qigong or in the Chinese medical science considered as a Qi reservoir. It's very important. What's a reservoir mean? Reservoir, that means you can store the Qi. You can release, you can store. That means you can use the reservoir to regulate the water on the rivers. Because your 12 channels connected to the reservoirs. So whenever necessary, reservoir will give the supply of qi to the 12 channel. Or if the 12 channel has too much, they can control it. Okay, it's a very important concept. So in the factories, if this is a factory, what are these reservoirs?
Storehouse?
This is capacitors.
Capacitors.
Yeah. You think about the circuit. If the circuit, I go there to the machine. If the circuit wires is the current too strong, then the capacitor they will store inside, like a regulator in the radios. In the radios have a regulator. Right? What's the regulator for? To regulate the wave, to regulate the energy, so it can smooth out. That's exactly what this reservoir for. So in Qigong exercise, the second thing you want to get is not keep the reader function normally. You want to fill up the reservoir. If the reservoir qi is strong, then you can be strong. You can maintain your health. You can live for a long time. Okay? Get this idea. It's a very easy idea. But this reservoir is not easy. In the body, you have 8 reservoirs. Inside, there are 2 reservoirs. The most important, the one is called conceptual. Conceptual. The other one is called governing. Governing vessel. Conceptual vessel is from here, down, until this top. And the governing vessel is from the back up. What does the governing mean? Govern the control, yeah, just like a governor, the control, the governing. So this governing vessel, you understand, remember I said, this on the back is a positive, it's a strong. When somebody hits you, you can then hit the back. You don't get too much pain. You hit front, you get a lot of pain. Because front is a negative, it's weakened. It's not as strong. So this is governing, it governing the 6 positive vessels, 6 young vessels. Then front, what's conception mean? Chinese people, they call Zen. The Zen is called responsible vessels. This one responsible for 6 negative vessels. Oh, then you have 2 vessels. These 2 vessels are so important, you gotta remember that. So in the mirror washing, not in mirror washing, in order to keep a river running smoothly, you have to get these 2 vessels. That's the first criteria. You have to get these 2 vessels fill up. Because remember I said, this one governs 6 positive vessels, channels. This one responsible for 6 negative channels. So that's why exactly a lot of people when they train Qigong, the first thing they want to do is train how do you circulate and fill up conceptual and governing vessels. That's what you heard a lot called macrocosmic. From under Jia, then she called small circulation. Chinese people call small circulation, small heaven circulation. But that's not even grand circulation. So that's important you have to understand. So if you understand your body, you can keep the reservoir strong, and you can keep the river running smoothly. Then you can be healthy. Alright, now you get that idea? Alright, from here now you know, okay, the qi is important. Without qi, without life. Then you say, how do I sense it? So the qigong is very important. If you don't sense the qi, you don't know the qi, right? Only if you know the qi, then you, for example, I can tell you, say, Chinese have a food delicious. Sweet sour pork. They say, sweet sour pork tastes like this, tastes like that. They say, do you know sweet sour pork? I say, I don't. But now I say, smell. They say, yeah. Let's taste it. Then you say, I know. All right, let's taste it. All right. Before we taste it, we'd like to get in one thing, very important things. From here, you understand, qi is energy circulation in the body. Qi is energy circulation in the body. Without that qi circulation, the death. Also now, it's Dr. Baker's. Dr. Baker, he wrote a book called Body Electric, published 2 years ago. He's been researching for 13 years. It's not only him. He also from a lot of European doctors. They research it. But they research body electric. They also have one chapter talking about how do they relate it to Chinese qi. Because you understand, in ancient China, there's nobody know what electricity. The electricity is not even discovered in this country until Franklin, right? That's when the Franklin is in the 1890s.
Late 72.
Yeah. It is only probably 100, last 100, then human beings start understand what is electricity. How can you, Chinese people for 4,000 years ago, they understand that? They don't even understand it. So that's why Chinese people call qi, because they know it's some kind of energy circulation in the body. But now they know there's a one strong energy circuit in your body called body electric. Discovered. In the body electric, they have a tissue, but they realize, I'm talking now, is modern science now. They have a tissue. The tissue is in the muscles, in the bodies. The tissue is a highly electric conducting tissue. This tissue is a pass through, that's because of tissue, that's why the electricity can be conducted from one area to another area. What they call bioelectric. Because this electricity comes from a biochemical reaction. The food you're eating The food you're talking, the food taken is supposed to call the essence. And the air you take in. Those air and food you take in then cause body's chemical reaction. They generate the electricity in the body. So this electricity circulates in your body all the time. Don't you understand this one? Almost like Chinese people call qi already. They also say if you electricity circulation in the body is dead, then it's stopped, then you die. All right. Then, but can we say electricity in the body circulate is qi? Can we say that? It's pretty hard. You cannot say that. You cannot say that. If you say that, that means you look like you look at apple, then you say that's an apple. I say no. If you look far away, it's apple, but it's not apple. It looks like. Because so far still a lot of masters, they refuse to accept the body electric is a qi. Okay, so I put it this way. Body electric maybe is qi, but qi cannot be electricity. This one can be part of it. Because you understand, qi is all kind of energy circulating your body. How can you define those so many different qi circulation as one type? You don't say that, you can't. Because so far still a lot of things cannot be explained by body electric. For example, one of the Qigong master, he can put a burning charcoal, it's about 300-400 degrees. He put it in the hands, it won't burn. Can you explain by this? You can't. But it's got to be something there, right? And also a lot of other things cannot be explained, but you cannot explain by this one. But of course, nowadays, you understand, nowadays the human science. How many of you think human science is so great today? It's so great today, that's of course. But how long human science has been developed? Only last 100 years. 100 years ago, I believe, from here to Boston, you couldn't fly. But today, you can get from this side to the other side of the world in 12 hours. That's only 100 compared with the human history. So human science eventually only an infant, just learning to cry. So how can you use that science try to explain a lot of human science, a human phenomenon already existing? Can't. For example, how do you explain the human being can live 250 years old? It's pretty hard to explain it, but they do. How do you explain it? Say, okay, people, they say, even in China, even in India, they believe you can concentrate, make things move. But if that's a body electric, it's something beyond body electric. It comes from spiritual power, comes from your this one. You say, well, that's a beyond. But that's what I say. You have to open your mind. If you don't open your mind, you say, there might be existing. How many of you believe 200 years ago human being can fly? So that's why I say you have to open your mind and say, it might be happen in the future. Might be able to explain it. It's not because we cannot explain now, you refuse to accept it. But you don't want to agree with it right away. Okay. All right, so body electric. So body electric maybe is qi. Okay. Now let's talk about, if the body electric, I try to discuss, body electric is part of the qi. So it has to circulate in the body. But I don't know how many of you done physics or you are scientists. In order to get electricity circulate, what you need? You need a circuit. What else?
So wire.
Wire, right? You have a wire. This is a filament, all right? And now it's a wire. Can qi circuit? Can electric circuit? What you need?
Some source of energy.
Yeah, that's exactly right. You need EMF. Without EMF, the qi won't circulate. The energy won't circulate. The same thing has to be in your body, right? In your body, if there's no electromagnetic force, or there's no potential, electric potential force, how can qi flow from one side to the other side? You can, right? All right, then we have to think about what the qigong exercise. Is the qigong exercise is not to try to get rid of this circulation, make it smoothly. In qigong circulation, how do I increase this EMF? I'm talking about more scientific terms. How do I increase inside potential difference? The more I can increase, the more I can get chi flow, the more I can control, right? Alright? So in the Qigong exercise, so far, according to my research, there are many ways to increase EMF. The first one, exercise. We can do that pretty soon. You build up the chi in some areas through exercise. How many you practice, then you feel the arms so warm, so hot. Hey, then the chi circulated. Alright, another thing you have to find out, is that electricity is the heat. A lot of times you say, oh, you practice, you feel heat, hot. Is that heat electricity? Is that heat electricity?
No.
So you understand, you cannot say that's heat electricity. A lot of people keep arguing with me, say, no, I feel chi. I say, what do you feel? I feel heat. But is that heat really the chi? Heat can be said universal, you can see heat is chi, but it's not the same kind of chi you circulate in the body. It's like a wire. This wire, right? This is a wire, then you have current there. Then you just get around, you can feel heat. Is that heat the current? No, heat is not the current. Current is current, heat is heat. But the heat is the resistance from the wire, then converted into heat. The same thing in your body. Because your body is not 100% conductivity, you always have resistance. The more you can change chi flow, the more you heat you generate it. So you can say the heat is a symptom of this chi. But you could say it's a chi. Right, you got to get the idea. If you don't get the idea, you're going to mislead. All the time you're looking for is the heat. Because I want to change your idea now. What I know, you couldn't look for the heat as a chi in your body when you practice Tai Chi. And all the masters always say, do you feel heat here? He said, yeah, that's me, your chi, right? Yeah. I said, no, it's wrong. What you want to feel is not heat. If you feel your heat, that means your mind is stuck on the skin. Alright, let's get this part first. It's important. Alright, that's according to Dr. Baker's research. It's not only him, a lot of doctors. He's the one just compile everything together from all doctors' research. There's a skin. Inside is a muscle. After the muscle, there's a bones. I'm not a good drawer, but if I did. But you try to create imagination. Okay, this is a skin. When you have electricity or you have chi coming here, the chi coming out, the skin itself is a low conductivity area. It's low conductivity. How can you tell? So how many of you got a skin cut and skin lost? The inside, the muscle here, you can just touch it. It feels so painful, so sensitive. Just muscle feels so sensitive. I'm talking about feeling, because feeling, that's exactly the chi disturbance your brain. That's why from the feeling you can see how much is conductive. Muscles, according to the report, muscle is so high compared with the skin. And not only that, marrow is even higher than outside. So that's why marrow is high inside, most inside, because so conductive inside. So it's supposed to be functioning this way, and also this way. But there it has conductive tissue, but the skin doesn't have that strong. So when you have a chi coming out to the surface, you feel heat. When you feel heat here, that's because of resistance of the skin. Because as I said, originally there's a higher conductive material. Once you get to the lower conductive material, it changes into heat. So the more you can have a heat, the more you can have electricity coming here, the more heat you can generate it. So when you sense it, you sense it's the heat. Alright? But if you keep thinking about you sense the heat, your mind is here. Now you understand? But if you change your thinking, I'm not sensing the heat, I'm sensing the electricity, then the mind leaves it outside. Okay, that's what we talk about EMF. What's the second EMF? Generated. What things can make your energy circulate?
Meditation.
Meditation, that's the third part. I'm talking about the third part. The second part is food and air. When you eat the food and eat the air, that's it converted. That's why you build up the chi potential. Especially now, this time, here a few back. the afternoon. Because the body chi circulation is here. And after you eat, then chi converts here. Here you feel pressure. Alright? So the food and air can generate the EMF, then get a chi circulate. Supply your body. It converted by biochemical function. The third one, EMF, that's the most important, is the brain. This thing is most important in Qigong exercise. If the brain is the one generate electromagnetic force, create the potential difference. When you create potential difference, then that's why the Qi flow there, and then make the things move. For example, say I lift this up. How do I lift this up? Have you ever thought about that? Please think about that. How do I lift this up? I say, this one lift up. First one, I get idea, right? From this idea, then this idea is EMF. Then you get the circuit, electricity there, energize the muscle. Muscle is a machine, it starts moving. It's all connected. Without this EMF, without this electricity circulation, then you cannot do it. So let's give you an idea. In Qigong exercise, in ancient time, that's why they train brain. Concentration. The higher you can concentrate, the better you can increase the EMF to get a Qi circulate. Right? So it's important you can come from exercise, come from your food, come from brain. Now, we want you to start experience now. So you can see it can come from thinking, come from exercise. Alright, we start here to do some exercise first before we fall asleep. Then after that, we sit down again, we talk about the human magnetic fields.
Then after that, we talk about
training. Alright, then everybody stand up. Any exercise or any experiment we are doing now, you can go back and practice by yourself. It's only doing good, won't harm you. Okay? The first thing is, I say physically, you can generate an EMF, right? Can generate the potential difference. Probably if you don't learn science, probably hard for you to understand. What I say generate EMF or potential difference, like you have water like that. I push one side of water higher, so the water will run, will smooth, start circulating. Okay, you put that idea, it'll be easier. So what's the EMF? Eventually you push one side of the water higher than the other side, make it move. Okay. So we're going to build up the Qi on the shoulders, and we're going to make it move. So I want you to feel it, then we're going to start discussion for that. Okay? Put one leg forward. A lot of Tai Chi students here probably already know. But I want you to concentrate and feel it. The tongue try to loose your mouth. The hand is up. Right. When your hand like that, relax, you're going to build up a lot of potential on your shoulders now. And then it's going to become sore and become warm. Then Qi start accumulating from tension of the muscles. You can close your eyes because you can stay there for a while. Pay attention carefully. Your body, the shoulders get warm, and also your forearms get warm. And on your back muscles, one side get warm, the other side is not as warm. So if your left leg forward, your right hand side, the back muscles get more tense, get warm. Because the back muscle, in order to balance your legs, one leg move forward. Don't move your arms, switch your legs so you can balance your back muscles now. Switch your leg, we're going to stay there at the same time. So you can continue to feel your shoulders get warmer and get warmer. What you do, you use this posture to create the potential difference. Then once you create it, later we're going to relax and let the Qi flow, and we're going to discuss. Usually for Tai Chi meditation, they call Tai Chi still meditation, they do it for half an hour. What we did only about a minute, 3 minutes. All right, both legs turn. Okay, relax. I want you to drop your arms very slow now. You drop. So when you drop it, all the tension is gone. Then all the channels open. And we concentrate and try to feel what's coming down to your forearms, come to your fingertips. Feel it. Feel numb. Feel heat. Feel all kinds of things there. I want you to feel another thing, amazing things. Put the one hand on the top of your hand. You have hair, try to feel what your hair react with those energy. Stick it up. Move around. Move around. You stay there for a while. You say, I cannot feel it. I come to your face. Your face usually can sense it very easily. Come to your hair. Okay, now sit down now. Let's talk about this. How many of you sense it? You feel it? Because it's so easy, everyone can feel it. You know what you're looking for now. Alright? It's like you have the first bite now, 3 southpaw. Your body chi is always circulating. It's always circulating, otherwise you'll be dead. But you say, how come I don't sense it? Because the way you circulate, you already get used to it. Since you are born, you circulate all the time, your mind already registered. You don't take it for strange. But now what we are doing, we just build one side higher than normal. Then let it fall, because it will fall by itself. Then you can sense it. Alright? Then the question I'm going to ask you, so you can give me the answer. The one coming down is a blood or is a chi? Well, you go like that, you cut down blood circulation. We move down, this blood flush down. Is that blood or chi? She don't enter my church.
Both.
What?
Both.
Both. It's very important. It's both. The problem is you have to understand, recognize one point. Every blood cell is alive. In order to keep the blood cell alive, you have to have a chi. Remember, this blood itself is a physical stuff. You can see. Only when you have a chi there, energy there, then it's alive. This is already proved today by the science. Every blood itself can be treated like a bipolar magnet. It's energy field there. In order to keep the blood cell functioning normally. Alright? Then your body, your blood is circular. Right? So when the blood moves, the chi also moves, right? So that's why when you stop the blood, it also stop the chi. When you're coming down, the chi come out. When the chi come out, it comes to the surface. Can blood come to the surface? Blood can come to the surface. Now you didn't see blood come to the surface, but you can feel it, right? So that's a chi. The one you feel numb coming down, that may be blood, make you feel it. But the one you can sense out, going out, that's a chi. Because blood will make you do that. It's only the energy you can feel, you can sense it. Alright, that's very easy. So that's the first one, a killer word, is to use the muscles. Use the muscles to generate the chi. So in this case, say, wow, in this case, everybody doing qigong. That's right, you walk, that's doing qigong, right? You lift the weight, dumbbell, any exercise, you're doing qigong, right? You cannot deny that, alright? Then, in this case, say, then what is Chinese qigong exercise? What's the difference in Chinese exercise and American style jogging? If you couldn't put this answer, then that means you say ridiculous. As people say qigong is good, then I go to qigong. You can stay in the jogging, or you have to come to qigong or tai chi.
You're working from the inside out.
For exercise, you can do get the inside out too. As long as you lift the weight, the internal energy come out to the surface. But that's what people, they exercise, they get a healthy body.
But that doesn't do anything for your marrow of your bone, though, does it?
That's still somewhat. Yeah. But qigong, unless you know mirror washing, you still don't do that.
You're letting your brain function more in the gym.
Because usually jogging, how many joggers guys, when they jog, they keep thinking lead the chi to second. Remember I said, what's your EMF? Your EMF once comes from exercise, the other one comes from the mind. That's why in Qigong exercise, you have to think. The mind has to concentrate. The more you concentrate, the more you can build a chi there. And you can see, about 70% of Chinese Qigong exercise, you don't even tense up. Like Tai Chi, you don't tense up. When you don't tense up, then the chi channel is open because the muscle relax. When the muscle relax, the chi channel open, then you can use your mind to direct it, then make chi circuit smoothly. I have not heard people practice Tai Chi get high blood pressure, but I heard people jogging or they lift the weight get high blood pressure. It's different. One is you tense up. When you tense up, you stop all the circulations. The other one is not Tai Chi, Qigong Tai Chi. It's smooth, relaxed. You have to concentrate your mind. That's different. One is so effective, the other one is not as effective, but it's also effective. All right, that's the first thing. We use the muscle now. Everybody sense it. The second thing, that's get one step ahead, a little deeper. Say, I want you only thinking. I want you to feel the chi. So you can do that. All right. Remember what I said is that your brain generate EMF. So once your brain generate EMF, what I say, the electromagnetic force. Okay, when I say EMF, I don't know how many of you can understand. Your brain is the one lead the chi to energize the muscle, make your function, body function. So now we try to play with your brain. But at the same time, the other way your brain says, I don't want to energize. You want to use the brain to lead the chi there, but you don't want to energize. So I want you to do one thing, is that when you stand up, I want everyone to put your hand like that. And then, don't move, relax. You inhale, when you get exhale at the same time, push. When you push, don't move, relax. It's your mind pushing, you understand? Don't move your hands, the hands is nothing, don't move. So inhale and exhale. See, this part doesn't move. And pay attention to what you feel here. It's important because in that case you're going to find out how come I just think that can get chi out. Okay. And people ask me very often, say, why we exhale? Think now, you push your car. You sit there and think you push your car. When you push your car, now push. So you get exhale, get inhale. Don't do it now. Exhale, inhale. Exhale. Because exhale, that's why I explain your chi to the surface. That's why Tai Chi, in a Tai Chi, every time you strike, you get chi out. You have to be exhale. And people say, how come Tai Chi uses reverse breathing? It's against the way of Tao. And then put your hands here. Try it, everybody, try it. And now this hand is a balloon. Then you blow and feel this way. Blow, hard. Is this very hard or soft? It's coming out. So in order to get a chi out, this part has to come out. It's a reverse breathing. They expand and get so strong. That's why, because Tai Chi is a martial art. It's used for fighting. It's not only that, you can see, you can try to push your car. You have to think, exhale, then you push it. I don't think you can push it out. All right? That's exactly the same thing. So now when we do that, I want you, every time you exhale, you feel you're pushing. But don't move your hands. I say, you want your mind, you want to see your mind, how your mind can do the trick. All right? Now stand up. Put your hands. Very relaxed. Okay. The first thing I want to see how many you can sense your chi is so strong. All right. Put one hand down. All right. That's something I always play. From here, you can move your hands here and keep moving down and keep thinking you're pushing. Until one area, only one space, one spot there, you think it's so strong. How come my chi is so strong when I think about so strong there? Then stop there, from here to here, and tell me where you stop there. You think your mind is so strong, you can push down so strong. And stop there. I want to see how many you can really feel it. Okay. See, most of the people is here. If you push like that, that's the arms. You keep moving like that, you have all the connection. It's so strong. When you try to push up the table, You push up like this, it won't work. You push up like that, it won't work. That's the way you push up. It's all the joints go this way, then you can, and that's strong. That's exactly what you put the hands. That's exactly Tai Chi first form, in the Tai Chi first form is designed over here. Qi Chen Dan Tian, because this one, the qi is stronger, the yi is strong, so the qi can sunk to the root, to the Dan Tian. The first form called qi sunk to the Dan Tian. Alright, put your hands there. The tongue touch the roof of your mouth. And inhale, do not move your hand, do not move your hand. Exhale, then you push, push while you exhale. So strong, push. At the same time, try to sense what's something coming from your palm. In and out. In, out. In, very strong. We did about 6 times. How many of you, every time you exhale, you feel this place, like some heat come out, feel numb? Raise your hands. Let me see. A lot of you can feel it. If you cannot feel it, keep trying. It won't take too long. You can sense it very easy. Feel like when every time you exhale, something coming out here. It's so amazing. That's one thing you can feel by yourself. I was expecting only half of you can sense it. Okay. Now, put the hands like that. I want you to sense against each other. After you sense each other, I want you to tell me, on your hands, which spot you sense it, something weird there. Only one spot is weird. Okay, the hands, you go like that. You're going to cut down on the chi circulation. Get down, very relaxed. Yeah. So every time you inhale, you think about you're pulling something apart. Every time you exhale, feel you squeeze a ball. When you squeeze the ball, like you squeeze against each other, and try to feel the palm, all right? We'll do a 10 inhale, exhale. Very relaxed. So your mind has really come. Try to look for what you're looking for. If you don't know that, then you never know what is chi. Okay? Relax. And now inhale. Try image you pull something apart, pull apart. Then exhale and squeeze. You can actually move it, it's fine. But relax. In. And out. And concentrate, try to feel. In. Out. In. You have to concentrate. Your mind is very important, all right? Okay, now, I want you to tell me, how many of you feel something here? They get warm, you feel like pressures. Raise your hands. Which spot do you feel? Bend this one, you touch it. That's exactly the spot. Yeah. You can sense it. The bottom of your feet also, there's the one spot called barbell wheel. This one is called lao gong, called labor palace. The 2 spots. Okay, now please sit down. Let's talk about that. So you understand so far what we're doing? We don't even use exercise. Sometimes you can see. You can use your mind to generate the EMF, generate potential difference, to direct the chi there. That's exactly internal arts. People ask me, what's internal arts? Internal arts exactly, that's use your mind, concentrate your mind to train, to lead more chi to the hands, so it can energize the muscle there to high efficiency. So normal, if the people don't train, you get 33% of your power coming out, even 40%. The people have a train, they find out they can energize to 70%, 80%. Yeah, that's why you see people, older they are, the Qigong they train, the stronger they are. They can, a lot of people, they can train Qigong without training martial arts. They train Qigong for 20, 30 years. You want to punch him, he bounce you away. That's internal arts. So that's the more you practice, the more you get health. So it's important concept. You have to get that part. Important concept. So you have to use the brain to do that. It's not only that. So when we talk about the body, your body has called 5 center, called Wu Xin. All this is Qigong terms. Will be explained in the next book. In this book, we do have 2 books. This book is for beginners. It's a very simple concept, idea for the what we are talking. This one, if you anything you understand today, you can read this one, you can say, it's so clear. Okay. A lot of time, because this one, when you read it, you can slow down the pace, you can think. When you listen to me, you have to keep following me. You get lost. But this one you can do. This one and this one has been translated into French now. And this one translated into Polish. So these 2 books, you can get it from Jeff's book. Will help you understand. Okay. The next book is deep, it's in-depth. The next book is about 300 pages, and it's very deep. 5 heart, they call 5 center, 5 heart. Your body has a 5 center. Keep exchange the chi or exchange the energy with the environment. You already know these 2 spots. So what happened? These 2 spots belongs to pericardium. What's pericardium? You know your heart. There's a vessel coming in, that's your heart. Where's pericardium? Pericardium is includes here and includes this like a sac. That's pericardium. So anytime the heart is on fire, the pericardium senses it. This pericardium, these areas connect to these 2 spots. Okay. So it's important, these 2 spots. This gate is designed for human body because the heart is so sensitive. The heart is so important. If your heart is not have a normal functioning or normal chi supply, it can get heart deficient and sufficient. It dies. So most of the time, heart is sufficient. That's why people get a heart attack. That means the part, because heart is negative organ. Negative organ is not supposed to be too sufficient. Then once you get to sufficiency, then you get trouble. That's why when you feel uncomfortable here, what makes you feel comfortable? Sometimes you feel pressure, you feel very uncomfortable. What you do? A deep breath, and rub and deep breath. How many of you feel uncomfortable? Then you feel good. See what happens when you, this is heart, this is lung here. Every time your lung inhale, exhale, then you lead the chi to outside. Then the heart starts cooling down. See, that's a Chinese Qigong research. It's in the 18th book. The lung in Chinese medical considers metal. The heart is considered as fire, the fire element. So you have to use the metal to cool down the fire. Remember, use the metal to cool down the fire. It's not use water. Water and fire, water cannot cool down the fire. What the water did, extinguish it. It's not cooling down, you quench it. So you make yourself kill. So that's why you don't use water to cool down the fire. You destroy it. You have to use metal. When you metal go there, metal is going to absorb the heat. So that's why you have to use the lung to cool down the metals. Okay. That's one of the tricks. So whenever you feel uncomfortable, you feel heartburn, that's exactly deep breath is good. But these 2 spots here, the pericardium. Also, whenever you sense it, the heart is positive. The chi come out here. If you don't believe me, sometimes you have heartburn, you feel this place uncomfortable. Put your hand on your face, see how hard it is, how warm it is. Because it keeps coming out here in order to cool down the body's part. That's very important. You have to understand. Those 2 is 2 parts connected to your internal organ to regulate it. They used to regulate your heart condition. Under the bottom here, bottom well. Bobbin wheel is another two gates. Where they're connected. Where they're connected. Kidneys. Take kidneys negative. Okay, so these two spots is kidneys. Kidney is negative. So the heat can come out. Whenever you feel you catch cold, what you do? In ancient time, when people have a cold, what you do? You put hot water, put the feet on there. Why? Because that's a gate. When you get here, you feel kidney warm. When kidney is warm, internal body is warm. What you do? You put the hands on warm water. Because that's directly go to internal. The Chinese medicine is so easy. When you have an inside in Asia, you have there's no aspirin, there's no fever problem, fever medicine. What they do, to cool down the fever, they put the water here, then blow it. The body temperature going down. Because when you blow it, the water evaporates, it takes the heat away. One time I tried with the ice cube, I found it's not good. Ice cube is too fast. When this one gets cooled down, my heart starts going this way. Then I try alcohol. Alcohol is good. Alcohol is good. Alcohol put here is good. But it's very common medicine, Western medicine. They put alcohol in the body to dissipate the heat. This is the same idea. The only thing is this one is go to internal more. Alright? What's another? Now we have four center. Where's another center? What's the place you can sense energy from outside most easy? Here? You can sense outside from here? I couldn't sense it. Face. The face. Whenever the face you sense it right away. When you are excited, the face turns red right away. When you get shy, face turns red away. The face expresses the whole body. So if you look at the chart inside, there's a chart here. Your face corresponds to your organs. Corresponds to your own organs. So when you're happy, when you're shy, show on the face. Everything show on the face. Your face exactly responds to your brain, your thinking, expressed to your internal energy. So when Chinese doctor can look at the face, they know your situation. I'm not that good. Every time I say that, after the seminar, everybody come here and look at me. What I say, yeah, you're pretty beautiful. All right. Before we discuss the next subject, I want you to do one experiment. Okay. Because this experiment is important for you to understand. Now you all know this is a gate. It's the exact spot you bend your central fingers. This spot for Lao Gong. That's okay. Okay. I want you to see how can your energy correspond to someone. Because when you do this one, how come you may think this energy comes from my mind. It's not from this thing correspond to the other. It came from my mind. Maybe I brainwashed myself. So, but now I want you to get another person. Face each other and sit and put the hand. You don't put like that. You're going to cut out the cheek. Go this way. I want you one side. Every time you exhale, just think about you pushing the other hand. Push. You can move it. You can. We don't have to move it. Depends you want to do it. But don't touch his hand, about that far away. Just think about it, push it, or it can even stay there. The other side, close your eyes, just simply sense it. Don't hold it to corner with the breathing, just try to sense what's coming into your hands. Alright, after you do about 10 inhale, exhale, then switch around. This side try to emit energy, the other side to receive. Then I want you to tell me, because I have to tell you, when to sense it, and you tell me what's happening. So find partner, do that, keep my calm, and one side just send the energy out, the other one to push out. Every time you exhale, think you're pushing his hand. So easy. Alright, now good. After you finish, you can drop your hands and you can open your discussion.
Get away.
Yeah, here be one person here. Okay, you have partner? Just face each other, yeah. Okay, so get compromised. One side emit energy, the other side keep receiving it. Okay, and here is very, very calm. The mind is very calm and sensitive. So one side emit energy, the other side receive it. 10 inhale and 10 exhale. Concentrate and relax. If you finish it, you can just drop your hands. Remember, your mind is not in your hands. The mind is on your opponent's hands. Only your mind is on opponent's hand, you can leave your chi there. Okay, you get 1 more minute. Right? And ask quickly. It's not necessary everybody can sense it. It's not necessary. That depends how your mind, how can you sense it? It's not easy. But I believe a lot can sense it. How many of you can sense it? Something. Alright, the one you feel heat, please raise your hand. You can have maybe face a few different things. The second you feel somebody pushing you, raise your hand. The third time you feel like a tinkling. Alright? The last one is the hardest one. If you can feel those, that's very common. How many feel your hands completely numb? One? Or a little bit numb, especially your fingertip. Raise your hands. If you can feel fingertip numb, that means you are the one who can read what's going on. Easy. That means his chi come in, the hand you can take it. You can feel numb. So easy. All these things, you understand? It's not has to be Qigong master do that. Everybody has their capability. What you have to learn is to be relaxed, to be concentrated. Then you can lead the Qi the way you want to. That's a Qigong exercise. This kind of training we call Qigong transportation. Called Yin Qi training. It's two persons. You can use the Qi to nourish each other, to help each other. That's why Qigong can be touched to help people to heal. If you have a sprained ankle, you have to sprain your knee just to get another person because your Qi is already screwed up. So you can ask someone to help you, just lightly massage it, touch it, to find out. He can help you very easy. Usually the girl is the easiest. The girl's body is negative. That's why every time when you have sex, the girl always gains. The guy is always losing. I know this is an unclear word, but
Bitch, complain.
So you talk about the guys outside look positive, inside is negative. The mind is negative. The girls outside is negative, look is weak, but inside is very positive. The same thing as girl, is very strong when you get in. The guys a lot of times chicken out. But the guy outside is so strong. So the girls play trick. You know what this means, right?
Oh yeah.
We go to pillow talk and then everything's okay. That guy's inside is very, very soft. Okay, so this exercise, that's only the first step of a Qi transportation training. Because Qi transportation training, there are many ways. Like this one, there's another one, try to circle the hand and sense it in the body, and the bottom of the dantian. That's Qi transportation training itself is a long-term training. Okay. But anybody can start training. It's very easy. And another thing, how many of you think about to transport your Qi with animals? According to the survey, that's a real survey. The old lady, when they have a pet, they live much longer. Much longer. It's not only the mind. It's not only the mind. It's not only the mind. Realize it's not only the mind. It's also the Qi from the cat, especially the cat. The cat is so strong. The cat can balance your body, especially the older people. The body becomes deficient. Then when hold the cat can nourish them. Cat is very amazing things. I don't know how many of you know. The cat's inner charge is so strong. When cats get mad, the whole tail stick up. You seen that? Not too many animals can do that. Only cat, they can. Panthers, those can do that. Because in China, according to the traditions, the people after people dead, you cannot bury them right away. You have to put them outside for 3 days. You couldn't even put in the coffin. Because a lot of times people, after 2 days, they revive. You think they are dead, they are not dead. So before, to avoid it, they wait until 3 days until you start smell, it's rotten when you put it in the coffin. But the one thing, when you do that, it's very important. You have to keep all the kids away. It's very important because they realize if the kids jump through the dead body can sit up. The dead body can sit up completely because the inner is charged, the body. The whole muscle stand up like that, get scared. That's to tell you how strong the cat can be. It's a tiny cat, but energy is very strong, very strong. My wife hates cats, by the way. Oh, well, I have a case, I live longer. Yeah, but case is very strong, very strong. The dog is okay, but his dog is not strong as cat. All right. Now let's spend about probably 15 minutes to talk about the electromagnetic fields. Then after that, we're going to take a break. After take a break, we come back and start to go to traditional Qigong explanation, theory explanation. And then start doing some exercise. So far, what I do is just test, see what is the Qi in the body. At least you know what's going on. Okay, one thing is more and more has been realized now. Your body is inside is an electromagnetic field, energy circulating inside. Whenever you have an electricity circulate, you cannot avoid. It always has magnetic. When we have a magnetic, always have electricity. They always get together, cannot separate them. Like the light is the electromagnetic wave. So the light, in ancient time, light considered as an energy, but nowadays it considered as an electromagnetic energy. Before they say, Chinese they say light, the heat. And another one is the thunder. They call thunder, they don't call electricity. They call thunder, but today it's electricity. Electromagnetic force. Before they have three. But nowadays only two, because eventually this one is that one from nowadays science. So it's only two, heat and the electromagnetic wave. Right. Have we ever think about one thing? It's because the important subject now. I write the whole chapter, talk about these things in my book, next book, because it's so important. Your body was born in the earth, this earth. The earth itself, this is the North Pole, and this is South Pole. The earth is magnetic field. The magnetic fields come from the south and to the north, but the earth's magnetic field, it doesn't match with the geographic North Pole, South Pole. Okay, you understand? It's a good time for you to know. It's going this way. That's the Earth's magnetic field. Because the reason I say that, because this is the natural energy. Your body always affected by this one. All right. Then, if you have a magnetic bar here, how do we define magnetic bars? That means the one point on north, we call this the North Pole. The one point on the south, we call the South Pole. Remember that? But now, if this is a magnet, the magnet itself has a field. Where does the field come from? It comes from North Pole. The energy comes from North Pole and absorbed by the South Pole. All right. Now from here, you can see now this is North Pole, this is South Pole. All right. Now tell me, which side is the North Pole, which side is South Pole on the Earth? The Earth, this side coming out, this side going in. So this side is North Pole, this side is South Pole. So the Earth's magnetic field is different from the geographic North Pole, now South Pole. All right. You got to get that first, then now let's talk about that. Now your body. As I said, your body is an electromagnetic conductive material inside. If this is a magnetic field, this is north, this is south. You put a piece of metal there. Inside, what's going to make? This side is going to be south, this side is going to be north. All right. So inside it becomes magnet. When you take it away, it becomes neutral again. Okay, remember, this is a conductive material, metals. But if you put this one inside, then you heat it with the heat. Then you take it out. Then you cool down and take it out. What happens? This one becomes magnet. That's why it's a human made magnet. Okay. They have to heat it. When you heat it, all the atoms, because it is the atoms, original atoms spin in the same direction. Originally, there are many directions. Once you heat it up, then you put the magnet field, they line up. Then you cool down, they all line up. Then become magnet. Okay. Now, we're talking about body. Your body is exactly the same as this one now. It's cool, so you don't heat it up. You heat yourself up, you burn yourself. Then it won't become a permanent magnet. So your body is only temporary magnet as long as you are inside the magnet. All right? All right, now it's important. You on the nose here. That's your head. That's your body. That's your leg. The energy comes from here and coming down from here. Tell me, is your head nostril or the bottom nostril? But this is north, this is south. This is south, this is north. The energy from here, it come up to here. Think about it, it's very important. It's come up here from here. In the Chinese Qigong exercise, you generate the Qi from here and nourish your brain. It's come from here. This one's called furnace. In Chinese Qigong called furnace. The Qi generated, it comes to nourish your brain. Alright, that's what you want. Alright? Then that's the conclusion. Then how about if the people here? Is the head south or not? No, the head is north, the bottom is south. That means that if you move to the Brazil, your magnetic field inside. Reverse. Reverse, that means you generate the Qi here, you end up nourished here. So here it gets stronger and stronger and stronger. Your body's always on fire. But at the same time, your brain like get less and less Qi, they become stupid. The people on the nose, the people on the nose get smarter and smarter. Is that ridiculous? Because you understand the nose, because that's exactly your Qi. Because as long as you stand up, you lie down, no, you lie down, the Qi goes through your body this way. As long as you're standing up, the Qi keep coming to the top. By nature, of course, the Earth's magnetic field, so it gets smarter and smarter. Can they explain why about 99% of the science developed on the North? 99%. Can you explain that? Is that the way it's supposed to be? We need a science proof. That's only from my own research. We need a lot of scientific proof. It's easy to prove it. That means, because you understand why in ancient China, they always think about your energy originating from here, end up here. Because China is on north. That means all the Qigong theory I write, you take it to the Brazil, it's not working. Everything's reversed. Because China has developed the science, developed the Qigong science on the north for 4,000 years, includes India. But that means those things you move to the south, it's not going to work. It's very funny, huh? Look like there's a revolution. To me, that's big science. To me, that's a big challenge. All right? Then how about the people on the... Don't fall asleep there. I hear you.
German racer.
No, like Chinese teacher always do that. Okay. How about you are on the how to say it? On the equator. Equator, the Qi pass through your body. Sideways. It's not come from here, it's not come from there. So that means when you are in equator, that means the Earth's magnetic field is going to affect you the minimum. Well, I was talking that, and then a guy read a report from Europe. He said in Europe, he read a science report. A lot of European doctors, they tell the patients, you go to equator, stay there for a couple of weeks, you come back, you'll be okay. They don't know why. They don't know why, but they know something happened when the regular, you extend them to the equator to take a vacation there 2-3 weeks. When they come back, everything's normal again. Don't you understand? The human brain, the human energy, electromagnetic field always influenced by the Earth's magnetic field. It's always influenced because you're part of it. It's not only that. What you have here, it's the sun. The sun is much stronger than this one. Don't you know that? The sun is much stronger. All right. Now they trying to say, okay now. I know the Earth's magnetic field. So when I meditate, which side should I direct? Should I face? Should I face the south? Should I face the north? Should I face the east?
Face the east.
Face the east, take the sun. How about in the nighttime, the sun is on the other side? Should I face the east?
I don't know.
Because you lost the sun is on the other side. Face what? No, you don't sense it because the sun is completely blocked by the earth. Electromagnetic energy coming to the earth has been absorbed by the earth. No, you face the south. See, a lot of people, they say, a lot of documents, people say, oh, you should, when you meditate, face the east. Includes my book. A lot of documents, I said, you have to face the south. But now I said, if you are on the Brazil, you should face the north. Because you are taking advantage of the Earth's magnetic field. You understand? So when you are here, you face it here because the energy come in here, they come in here. You're taking in the energy. These are absorbed from coming down. That's the circulation. That's why you face the south, meditate. Even when you sleep, you face the south, you sleep. You find out your energy balance. It's not only once. I said that. A lot of Qigong masters or documents, they say when they sleep, if they face the south, they find out in the morning the body chi is balanced, energy is balanced. Otherwise, they feel it. Of course, a lot of things you don't sense it because you never pay attention. Unless you really try to get in, you start paying attention about the natural fields. Alright? So that's the first thing. The sun affects you so much. Because sun always has so much energy come to the earth. It's much stronger than Earth's energy itself. What's another one? Okay. What is? What did I draw that? I don't see. You can read my mind.
It's like clouds.
Clouds. Clouds. This is Earth. You are here. The clouds here. Cloud itself is a charge. When the cloud is charged, it's a charge. Now you understand your body is in a very strong electric field. So you understand your energy also affected. That's why the clouds affect your mood. According to the experiment, you can be inside the room. Some people can be inside the room, never go out. They know today is cloudy. Because your body energy has been affected by the clouds. Then they give me an idea. Alright, since the magnetic field and the electric field can affect human body's energy circulation so much. Because now the acupuncture they're using it. How many of you have seen acupuncture? They use a small magnet and put it in the cavities. You saw that, right? On some acupuncture, they put a needle in and put the electricity inside to stimulate. They use that to affect the body's chi circulation already because they know they can use the external magnetic electric field to affect the body's chi circulation. They already know that. They're already doing that. But nobody do experiment yet, like this room on the top, on the bottom, I put the electric field here. If I step in, what is going to happen to me? It's going to screw up my body's energy or it's going to make it stronger. I can live forever. You see, we need energy, we need experiment for that. Because in ancient China, in ancient time, never have a Chinese, never have any science can build that thing. They don't even understand what is electricity. It's only until last 100 years. It was not until now I still realize this thing can affect you so strongly, includes the Earth's magnetic field. Because it explains a lot of things. How come all the North people get so smart and the South people get so stupid? The human science developed so long, how come 99% of science developed on the North? How come when every time the animal, they can stand up walking, this kind of animal, it gets smarter? The ones with 4 legs don't get smarter because energy passes through here. They don't nourish your brain. You understand? But the animals that walk this way, like apes, monkeys, they get smarter. Yeah.
But if in the north, if it goes to the context of the brain and it nurses the brain, in the south, wouldn't it make you healthier by?
Yes, that's why I say the people on the south, because the energy always come here, make the body's energy stronger. So that's why I say the South people they live longer than North people. I don't have data for that. So far I can see data is this part, most of the sun develops on the north, not on the south. But this part, they live longer than here or not, I don't know. That depends, there's a tyrant there, how many people it killed. So that one I don't know, but it can be theoretically, I say they can live longer than us. That's only one, that's my assumption. All right, then I ask you one question now. But believe me, there's a report that says, if you're sick, go to the Earth equator. Go to Bermuda. Go to there, you'll be okay. I don't know, is that because your mind is all in your mind or it's really happening? But one thing I can point out, since ancient time you can see, most of the famous, well-known Taoists, they already achieved enlightenment. Almost 100% of them. They live in a cave. They live in a cave, they don't live in a house. They're all successful in a cave. Don't you think that's strange? This mountain, they live in a cave. Why happened in the cave? Because in the cave here, the magnetic field, the electric field cannot come in because it's all insulated. All the surrounding energy fields completely insulated. Don't you know that if you can build, if this house has been completely sealed by the metals, you can't receive any radio wave. Electromagnetic field will be shielded. How many of you drive past the tunnel, you find the radio is not working? Because the earth itself is a big conductor. It absorbs the energy. So all the sun, the clouds come in, absorb it. So inside is the shields. So when you meditate inside, you know yourself. Your energy is not disturbed by outside. Is the explanation possible, reasonable? Because I try to put a lot of questions. Say why they have to hide themselves in the cave. They are too lazy. Either they are too lazy to build a house, or they've got to have some reason. Because the Earth's magnetic fields, because the sun, because the clouds, a lot of the possibilities. Right? They make you think. Because in the future, when you see a doctor, they might change the voltage from the magnetic field there, and they change it, this side stronger, this side weaker, and then go in there, okay, stay there, it's still for an hour, you go out, you're okay. It can be happening. Really can be happening. Because so far, this is a new field. This is a new field for human science. We still don't know how can this one affect the human body. Because it's so far, as I know, Russia, we have to get into the office, sleep in the office, it's better. Go to the office, sleep in the office. Sleep in the office. Yeah. Because so far, the first time I touched the documents is about 6 years ago. One of my students, his father worked in the Navy Research Center. It's supposed to be confidential, but one time I was talking about Qigong, he came to my office, he gave me a paper to read from his father's file. Inside the Navy, they are researching the field. Because in human technology, never human beings is able to generate the brain waves, the wavelengths. Brainwave wavelengths is so tiny. Human beings never have that kind of technology to generate the wave similar to brainwave until now. Don't you get scared? If somebody has a machine that can generate brainwave the same as your wavelengths, they can affect your thinking. And according to the report, that brainwave, the wavelengths can penetrate the earth. Anything on the world won't stop it. That means in the future, if there's a war, it's not a nuclear bomb. They don't need that. They affect your breath, affect your thinking. Then you don't know what you're thinking. You're actually thinking because your brainwave has been affected. Did you get scared? I get scared. But they are researching it. Russian is just researching it, American researching it. Even China researching it. Because a lot of things probably we don't know. They are doing that all the time. And from one of the reports is that they believe, they don't say they have proof, They believe in it's about 1984, 83. The Russian, they use that machine to aim to the United States for 24 hours and try to see what's crime rate move up. Because the machine is still in the experiment stage. They realize after the 24 hours, American crime rate is going up. Crazy. Because it disturbs your brain thinking. Just think about that can be big things. Because a lot of people don't realize a lot of science, they are still in development. And Dr. Baker, as I mentioned, Dr. Baker, is doing the body electric. Right? His book, you want to buy, it only costs you $9. Called The Body Electric. Dr. Baker, you can buy it in most of the bookstore. It's good to read it. They tell you how energy, how body electric circuit in your body. It's important. Inside it is some report. It's an amazing report. You know, how many of you believe your finger can grow back? That's never happened, right? But last few years, in England, they do have experiment. It's about 98 cases. They keep doing that. It's a kids that by accident, the finger cut off. The finger cut off. The fingers all like that, they cut off. When they cut off, what happened? They realize because inside, as I said already, inside the conductivity inside is much higher than skin. Much higher than skin. So when the conductivity inside higher than skin, that means inside have more electricity or more qi there. When this qi can reach here, they can multiply. But if the skin covered, then it won't keep growing. What the doctor did is just every time the skin grows, they keep the skin open, cut it open. 6 months later, the whole thing is growing back. Because if you understand the inside, you know how your cell body cell multiply. The cell is multiply and grow back exactly the same, perfect detail like original. But before we don't know. Before when we get the cut fingers, always stop the blood and make the skin grow and grow back. Then that's why you get a shortened fingers. But now they keep it open, the body will grow back. This is done, but it's only for kids. Because kids has very strong energy for multiply. That's why they're still growing. Once they stop growing, they find out it's not that easy. So that's why they are researching now. How do you use that to grow the defects, heart or livers, those things can grow by itself. But this kind of science is very challenging. But it's all related to Chinese Qigong. You have any questions? Yes.
Can you explain how ginseng and herbs increase your qi?
The herbs is because everything you eat corresponds to your organs. Like alcohol you drink, you put more qi on your liver. If you drink alcohol, the liver has to take care of it. If it's a different kind of food you take, it affects your different organs. Because the ingredient inside your body absorb is different. Like people like to eat eggplant. But Chinese farmer, you talk to Chinese farmer, they don't eat eggplant. You ask them why? Because they come to the experience, 2,000 years of experience. The eggplant after you eat for a while, then your kidney is deficient. Like Chinese people, Chinese fishermen, they don't eat octopus, squid. But normal people like to eat squid in China. They talk to the fishermen, they say, no, if they eat the squid with the octopus after eat for a while, what happens? They lose the blood. They get seasick. So a lot of bodies are related to what you eat. Because what you eat is essence, then you convert it into qi. But how you convert it, there's a biochemical reaction. When the biochemical reaction depends what kind of material you put into the reactions, it comes out different kind of stuff there. So that's why this kind of qi we call is fire qi. You don't understand. The body, looks like we don't have time for practice. Your body, look funny. Your body has 3 places called dantian. Dantian is dan for elixir. Tian is field. Elixir field. What does elixir mean? Elixir is in China, in ancient China, or even in the Western world, in ancient times, those witches or chemists, they try to purify some chemical, they can eat it, get eternal life. The same thing in China. That's a Taoist, they always try to find a furnace, then they try to cook the herb, And they think that from the herb they can refine the good pill, they can eat it, get a long life. That's called elixir. Later, after the research for a few thousand years, they say, no, elixir is not from outside, it's in your body. So let's realize this area, the first elixir, feel, thinking, is here. That's where energy comes from. Where's your body of the center of gravity? Here and here, the center is over here. Alright, where's your original essence? Is you understand, you learn Qigong, you have to know you have three treasures. Original essence, Jing and Qi. Qi is your body energy, Shen is your spirit. Those three things called three treasures. Original essence stay in the kidney. So this essence converted, then become water Qi. This is called water Qi. Water Qi can make your body cool, make your mind clear. This comes from inheritance, from your body inside, it's so pure. So everything converted from the body, this kind of essence converted through chemical reaction or whatever from your training, is pure. So the Dantian is water Qi reasons. Then the second reason is here, solar plexus. Solar plexus from here up, they call upper burner. This place burner. This area called triple burner in Chinese organs. What is triple burner? They burn the food and air into energy, convert it into energy. They call burner. So from here up, the burn is the air. So you take in the oxygen here and get it changed into the Qi. But from here down, you take it, the food energy and convert it. And when the energy here converted, where they stay here. When you eat lousy food, you get heartburn. So this solar plexus is the fire Qi center. This is fire Qi. So once you eat it, this fire Qi then going down and circulate and mix with water Qi and to your body. It goes from outside. This is called fire line. Called fire path. That's a regular. Everybody has it. Fire path. When you get into inside, there's a spine. If you go to inside, go to the brain, to nourish the brain. That's called water path. That's a metal washing. From outside, remember I said it's the governing vessels. It controls 6 yang channels. When you go to the front, it controls 6 yin channels. In order to keep your body strong, energy smoothly circulate, you need circulate from back and front. They call small circulation. You want to keep your body live for a long time. You want to nourish your brain, you have to go mirror washing to reach enlightenment. We'll talk about that later because we still have time. But now we have to get back to what it is. So, but get an idea, try to get an idea first. On the top here, there's another Dantian. There's a Dantian in the eye. So when you train Qigong, you have to recognize these 3 spots and you have to know how to deal with it. When you get that, then it'll be okay. Okay, let's take about 10 minutes break. Come back. Talk about Qi from medical. They are talking about universe Qi. It's amazing. It started from human Qi. Then later they include all the Qi outside. Original Chinese ancient words of Qi written as this word. This is not the same as nowadays we talk about Qi this way. It's not. This ancient words, what this one mean? This means can know. This one is fire. So in ancient words, Qi that means no fire. If you look at Chinese dictionary. But how can it be? Because Qi nowadays we talk about this energy. Energy is fire, this one is no fire. I believe that's probably that's why the Qi has been changed from ancient words to this new word. Because you look at a lot of ancient publications, they are using this one, especially when they talk about bodies Qi. When they talk about nature Qi, they always use this one. Okay. Then we say, well, how come this one Qi called no fire? You understand? Your body have 12 channels, as I said, 12 channels related to organs. Every organ you have to have specific levels of Qi. If your Qi is too much or too low, it's going to affect the machine, affect your organs. Okay? So what the Qigong exercise want to do? It keep all the 12 organs have a definite Qi supply. For example, if there's a train, If the fan has the right qi level or right current levels, it won't be over 5. That's called no fire. The same as your organs. If your organs receive the right levels of qi, then there's no fire. Whenever there's a fire, there's a degeneration process in your body. That's it's like aging, it's like a sick. Okay? So especially in the body, in the medical, they talk about it's not only medical, even other qigong exercise. In the body, they call 五气朝元. It's very important. There's a very important rules. You find it from a lot of qigong poetries. 五气朝元, 5 qi towards origins. What do you mean 5 qi towards origins? In the human body, there are 12 organs. There are 5 organs considered the most vital for your life. These 5 organs is all negative. So this is heart, liver, and the lung, and kidney. What's the next one you can guess? Those 5 organs are negative organs. Negative organs. Includes another one called Shinbao, it's pericardium. Plus that one is called 6 negative organs. But pericardium, you already know when you explain pericardium is wrapped around the heart. So usually this one and this one considered as one when they discuss. Okay. So now those 5 organs is very important. Those 5 inner organs you are supposed to keep in the in state. When you are happy, the qi come out, your whole face turn red. When you are sad, what you feel? You feel cold. When you feel sad, you feel scary, your body become negative. The whole body become negative. When you are excited, when you are happy, become positive. When your body become positive, the qi has come to the surface, you feel hot. When you are sad, or you are scared, you feel cold, your body become negative. See, it's just only feeling. You understand? Can affect your qi by feeling. You say, I don't believe that. Have you ever you see the scary movie, you get so scary just by thinking. Just think something exciting, you already sweat. You don't even have to exercise. So that's very important. So these are 5 organs, the same thing. 5 organs, in order to protect these 5 organs, you have to know how to take care of your emotion. Okay. So it's important. And the 5 qi, 五气朝元, that means how do you train these 5 organs qi to reach its origin? It's no fire. That's a no fire. That's the original Chinese ancient words of qi. Then more and more later, they use this qi to cover universal energy. All right. So that's the first one is the medical doctors. Then later, another style is very, very ancient. Almost the same as medical. It's very deep, the scholars. So scholars, inside scholars, there's 2 styles. Most famous. One is Confucius. The other one is Taoism. Taoism. Taoism comes from Lao Tzu, probably heard of. So Lao Tzu, he wrote the Tao Te Ching. Inside the Tao Te Ching, they talk about some qi circulation in the body. So that means we go back to that time. This one is in Zhanguo style. That's about 3,000 years ago. Already talk about scholars. The most famous Confucius, he said, because in the scholars, what they do, they say, you have to regulate your mind. It's very important in order to maintain your health. Because all your organs, conditions is influenced, affected by your thinking. So in order for you to maintain your health, the first thing you have to keep your mind neutral. You shouldn't be too happy, you shouldn't be too sad. Either you are sad or you are happy. It's bad for your organs. That's why you get aging. So scholars, most famous Confucius, he said, the first one you have to be calm. 先静. First one you have to calm. Then you can be steady. 而后有定. Then this is steady. After you're steady, 定而后能安. Then you feel peace. 安而后能虑. That means you can think and concentrate. 虑而后能得. That's a Confucius. The mind regulation process. He said, in order to make your mind regulate, they ever think about a lot of times you got excited or those things you couldn't think, you couldn't study. Just think about it. You have to be calm first. If you don't get calm, how can you feel steady? Your mind won't be steady. Your mind is not steady, you don't feel peaceful. It's one step after the other one. After you're peaceful, then you can start concentrating, think. After think, then you can gain. This philosophy is 3,000 years ago. But this is a Qigong exercise, the scholar Qigong exercise. So you can see a lot of documentation published, written by scholars. Ming, he write a lot of poetry. Jwing especially. All those things, all scholars, but they also have a Qigong meditations. So what they consider most is come from meditations. It's not physical exercise. It's different from medicals. The medical is more physical exercise to affect your qi circulation. For example, the lung, people have lung problem. Lung cancer. How do you deal with lung cancer? Where does the cancer come from? More and more American science they realize now where the cancer come from. They say cancer come from your mind. How can they say cancer come from your mind? I can say cancer comes from irregular qi circulation of your body. Because you understand, your body cell, every cell is alive. So every cell requires specific levels of qi in order to keep it alive. Once that is, for example, you don't smoke at all, suddenly you smoke a lot. It's going to affect all those qi supply to the cell. The cell start reform. Then reform become cancer. For example, you smoke a lot, already get used to it, and suddenly quit, you're going to get cancer. Anything from outside, from internally, is going to affect your qi circulation. Normally, you get cancer. All right? Very, very, very important. Because more and more American doctors accept this idea now. So that's why they believe the mind can really help to cure cancer. Because the mind, they believe mind can generate EMF, as I said, the mind can generate EMF to solve the problem. You are interested, you can read Newsweek last week. Inside they're talking about AIDS and the mind. They have surveyed 2,000 patients. They have AIDS, already tested, they have AIDS inside the body, but never come out, never exposed. The other 2,000, they have AIDS, they all come out. Then they try to research what the living style for both sides. They found this side always keep themselves busy. The mind always so strong, keep them occupied. They always get a regular exercise, regular practice. They find out the mind in strengthen the immune system of the body. It push down the AIDS bacteria to come out. This side, they give up. The mind give up, you understand? They all come to the surface. They believe it now. It's in Newsweek. Before that, I never say, well, how come American doctors or American publicity, they start to get this idea? They even talk about the press and the mind, the brain, if you read the Newsweek. More and more they realize now, the brain plays important things. But in ancient China, it's already talked about the brain is so important. All right, that's exactly the mind. So that's why scholars believe you want to have the qi circulate smoothly in your body, you got to have a brain. It's not that, but doctors they say, okay, not only the brain, you need exercise. For example, you said lung has a problem, then lung qi couldn't circulate good. What's the regular exercise when you feel here, feel uncomfortable, what you feel? Go like that. Well, that's a qigong now. That's exactly, it's such a piece of brocade. How do you regulate your lung? Relax. Get up, relax. When you move up, move down, the internal muscle always move up, move down. You massage your lung. When you massage your lung, qi circulates smoothly. Then you cure the cancer. Where does the cancer come from? Come from qi, abnormal qi circulation. When you get a qi resume circulation, then the blood cells start cut off, then become completely recovered. There's more and more American doctors accept it. The qigong can cure cancer. It's been proven in China as very effective. Not all of them, but a lot of them can cure. So that's important. Okay, there's a second is the scholars. What's the first style? It's a martial art. Martial art. Martial art get involved in Qigong from Damo. That's my personal historical survey. Before Damo, I find all the documents before Damo, they didn't get involved in martial arts. Damo itself, I believe Damo, he doesn't know martial arts. I believe he doesn't know. But he knows meditations. Because before Damo came to China, the Indian yoga already existed for a few thousand years. So when he came, his mind, his idea already have yogas. So I couldn't deny that. Probably 50% of Chinese Qigong exercise affected by Buddhism. Buddhism origin from yoga, from the India. So when Dharma started, then you start find out when Dharma is a Liang Yudi at the time. Then you start realize they have Xiao Zhou Tian and Hou Tian Fa. All these are all the internal Qigong exercise for martial arts. So people say this should be the ancestor of the Tai Chi. Because it was not called Tai Chi until probably 1000 AD in Song Dynasty. Then start Tai Chi name come out. Before that time there's no Tai Chi. So Tai Chi was original around that time. People say it's Zhang San Feng, nobody knows where it comes from. Before that already have some similar type. Nobody can really know. But before that, you see, Shaolin Temple, 550 AD, already get involved in Dharma exercise. So in order to understand Chinese Qigong, you have to understand Dharma. Because from 500 AD, Dharma significant influence Chinese martial arts. You have a Dharma picture here. You have Zhang Sanfeng picture there. Okay, what happens Dharma is this. It's amazing. As I said, a good Qigong meditator always hides himself in the cave. Dharma the same thing, he hides himself in the cave. He got a Shaolin Temple, but he hid himself in the cave for 9 years. Then he came out. That's the story. I couldn't give a guarantee how accurate it is, but it's from all the story, all documents writing that, because it's so 1300 years ago. According to documents, Dharma came out, then he wrote 2 classics. One is the muscle tendons changing classic, the other one is the marrow washing. But from the documents I have in my hands, is the document, the latest is 100 years after Dharma. But I think it shouldn't be too much off. Dharma was the one. Because 100 years after Dharma's death, he credited Dharma was the creator. So that's why I believe probably pretty accurate. Alright, this is martial art. So martial art Qigong divided into external and internal. External, Shaolin probably is the major one. So people told me Shaolin doesn't have a Qigong. I say they don't understand. Dharma is from Shaolin, how come that Shaolin doesn't have a Qigong? So Shaolin has a Qigong, but considered external. Because what they build is from outside, then get inside. The internal, Tai Chi, Xing Yi, 6和8法. But even Xing Yi, you understand, Xing Yi considered as internal style. Where Xing Yi come from? The Xing Yi record, if you read the Xing Yi history, the Xing Yi origin from Marshal Yue Fei. In Song Dynasty. That's almost the same time as the Tai Chi Chuan, Xing Yi. But at the same time, you understand, Yue Fei, according to the history record, Yue Fei, what he learned is Shaolin is not internal style, it's not Tai Chi. What is his background? It's a Shaolin. So don't believe people say Shaolin only have external. But also don't believe Tai Chi only have internal. They got to have both. Okay. That's martial art. But this Qigong is not important. This Qigong is not quite impressive. It's the most important first one as a religion. Religion Qigong. This Qigong is deep. It's very, very deep. Because that's what they are talking about, the enlightenment. Enlightenment or Buddhahood. What they try to learn is if you have your spirit, the spirit can suffer from the physical body. Can it be done or not? How many believe it can be done? Well, then probably I can convince you. Your body, physical body, and the spirit body can separate. It happened to me. I say it happened to me. When I was about 18, one time I got fever, very high fever, got a flu. They saw temperature high. In the midnight, I had to walk up, go to the restroom. When I got there, and after I finished, I turned over. When I turned over, I said, I looked back. I was there, but I was here. How can it be? I was there. I see so clear I was there. I'm also here. And when I sensed it, I woke up, I was there. This part's gone. I see it so clear. I can never forget that time. So that's what I believe, because from all the Qigong practitioners, they say your body and spirit can be separate. Also in American, a lot of people, after they die for a couple hours, then they revive. They also tell the same thing. They say they can see themselves there. They can sense it, they can see it. I tell you, another amazing thing. It's very strange thing. I believe, to me, I really believe there's another world in this world, another dimension in this world. You don't sense it now. When the time is right, you sense it. One thing, sir, 2 weeks before my father died, I went to the hospital to see him. He told me, he said, Jimmy, it's very strange. The last few days, every night I woke up, I see people walk through the wall. They said people walk through the wall with the patients walk through the wall. They pass through the wall. He says, keep seeing it every night. And I went back, I talked to my mom. My mom told me, said, your father won't live too long. Because his mind can sense the other side. Already sense the other dimension. 2 weeks later he died. But when he was still alive, every time when they keep talking with him, he said he can see the face. At that time, I didn't ask the nurse give me all the dead people's pictures, show him, say, show me which one. Because at that time I was so sad, your father's dying, it's so sad, they talk to him. But a lot of things happening. But nowadays, our science don't know. As I said, our science is only infant science. Are you really dead after you're dead? Can you give me the answer? Or when you're dead, that's only a continuation of another dimension. I don't know. Because recently, there's a Dr. Benson in Harvard University. He wrote a book, it's body relaxation. I know you heard of it. Very famous one. It's almost like authorized the body relaxation, the curing. He went to Tibet, just come back only last month. You know what he's talking about? He's a scientist. He's a doctor. He said he saw so many amazing things in Tibet. Originally he heard of it, he never believed it. But now he has to believe it. He cannot explain by science. He said those Tibetans, they can sit there. The spirit just completely gone. And they can come back and tell you what happened outside. Can you explain it? I'm sorry, I can't. But can you explain by body electric? You can. The only thing I can see probably might be when once you concentrate, when you are hypnotized, like hypnosis, when once you're hypnotized, your brain is so pure, so, what I mean so pure, your brain is not being affected by other thoughts. So simple. When your brain is so simple, it can concentrate the wave to sense a lot of things happening. That's the only thing I can explain, is your brain waves correspondence. Because it's happening in hypnosis. In the hypnosis, once you hypnotize, you can see a lot of things while you are awake, you never see. You can never tell. Because once you hypnotize, then from outside they help you concentrate. According to the report, I think the last year there's a report. They say every second in your brain you have 18 ideas pass through every second. You just count 1, there are 18 come through, but only probably a couple will be registered in your mind. Can you use the count mind to concentrate? How about you cut down to only 3 every second? You might be amazing. That's the simple meditation. This one. What they try to train is train how to purify your mind, your emotional mind. So your body, we talk about your body, your mind. In American, you have one mind. We call mind, right? In China, we say 2 minds. We have 2 minds. We call Xin, and we call Yi. That's 2 minds. How come American has 1 mind? Chinese have 2 minds. This is Xin. This is Yi. When Chinese say, 我有心 to do something, I have 心 to do something. That's emotionally I want to do it, but I don't make it. If I have 意, 我有意 to do it, that's my wisdom mind. I want to do it. I will make it work. This is emotional mind. This is wisdom mind. In the morning, you say, I should get up. It's this one. But this mind say, nah, you can lie down, sleep again. That's this mind. So in this country, in the Western world, they use all this as 1 mind. In Chinese, they divide them. 1 is Xin, 1 is Yi. One's different, completely different. This one is clear mind. So this Xin is mind. This one is agitated, excited by your emotional, by your fire chi, by your food and air. You eat a lousy food, you drink alcohol, it's going to affect your emotional mind. When this mind is come from your water chi, can make your mind calm and strengthen your spirit, nourish your brain. So this is the one in Qigong they want to emphasize. How do you use your water chi to nourish your brain? You might get lost. No? Pretty good, huh? So this is the water chi. So in the Qigong exercise, there are 5 steps. We'll get really quick now because there are only 20 minutes left. You can never finish it. You keep talking, I can talk for 3-4 days. The Qigong exercise, 5 processes. It doesn't matter which style. The first one, regulate your body. Called 调身. 调身. Break your body. Break your body includes your relaxation. Your body's center and balance. Those 3 things. When I talk about relaxation, center, balance, it's not physical. It's both physical and mental. Your mental, you cannot be centered, you cannot be balanced. How can your physical body can be centered and balanced? How many of you believe you are centered all the time? I tell you now. How many of you use both hands equally? You always one hand you use more than the other hand. You're right-handed or you're left-handed. When you use this hand more after now, don't you feel your body is already balanced? Only after you sleep, then your body adjusts back, and then get up in the morning, hey, you feel good. Then again, keep using this side. How many of you think your legs are exactly the same length? I tell you can never find one. It's not from me, from all the science report. They measure, they find out the bones, they don't measure from the body outside. It's from the bones after people dead. They measure from them, from the bones. Not both sides the same length. But you know, after you walk a while, they become like this. Then if you walk this way, how can your mind balance? How can you physically balance? Because they say the backache, a lot of times backache is not come from center, it comes from one side, maybe on the other side. It must happen because one side is normal, the other side is shorter. So, you want to regulate your body, it's very important. All these three things. We just talk about relaxation. How many of you think you can relax? What do we say? Define relax. Relax is relax so easy. I can relax. All right. The first one I say outside. That's the skin. Outside, I say you look relaxed. When you look relaxed, you really relax? No. See, like that. Is it relaxed? No. You are relaxed, how can I lift it up? So muscle is not relaxed. The muscle relaxed has completely collapsed. So the second one, the first one, you feel relaxed. So there's a muscle. So I feel relaxed. Because your mind still can do that. Because your mind is the one controlling muscle. So your mind still have a communication with the muscle. Your mind have a communication with the skin. Because when you touch your mind senses it. So you can get these two relaxed easy. What's the third one? That's the last one. What do you want to make it relax? If you can relax until there, I tell you are expert in Qigong already. What?
Mind.
What?
Your mind.
No, mind is the one played all these tricks. Huh? Marrow. And the organs. Marrow as an organ is not designed for normal people to do that. Because what your normal function is that your mind controls the muscle, your mind controls the skin. So you can feel it. But your mind is not really designed for marrow as an organ. So it cannot feel, it cannot look. What you can do? Sense, somebody said. Sense and feel is different. Feel like a direct touch, you can know what's going on. Sense, you know. Sense, in Chinese sense, they call 意识. I try to find the right words in English, try to translate. This one's called 感觉. 感觉 called feel is called to touch and to sense, to feel. Touch in order to feel. That's almost like a physical, you can get it. But this one is not. This one is use your yi. Remember I said yi is with the mind. Si is to recognize. What does it mean called use your yi to recognize? That means your yi has to collect all the information that you know what's going on. Your mind cannot really reach there. But you know what's going on. But if you can get all that, then I tell you, your mind can see your body transparent. I believe now a lot of people, they couldn't see your own field, your energy field. The reason is because you don't get this training. Most of you can get until here. This one cannot get in. Then how can your body transparent? Okay, so that's only relaxation. Oh, you say, oh, relax regular body is so easy. No, it's not easy. All right, what's the next step? You say, okay, my body relaxed. Your body's relaxation related to what? Your breathing. So you have to regulate your breathing. 调息. Do you breathe? Inhale and exhale. When you inhale, exhale, regulate smoothly, then your body can be relaxed. The body stands up. Your body's related to your breathing related to your emotion too. So this one, the third one, they regulate your mind. They call 调心. Why they call 调心? Because when you are regulating your emotional mind. Is your emotional mind make you trouble? It's not wisdom mind. How many of you like when you are sad? How many of you listen to person cry? When they cry, why do you cry? They go. What? Inhale, take in, not to exhale. What? When you are sad, as I said, when you are sad, you are negative, right? When your body is negative, you have to take in more air in order to convert the qi, to energize yourself in order to balance your body. So that's why you inhale longer than exhale, so you can take in more in order to balance your body. Or I will tell the others, you are happy. When you are happy, you say, ha, ha. What's that? You exhale more than inhale, right? Because your body energized, inside is energized. When you're energized, all the chi inside is strong, is positive. So you get to get out. So you exhale more than inhale. All right, then tell me, do they related? All these three things related. They're mutual related. You cannot separate it. So when you practice Qigong, that's exactly those three things. That's the first thing you get. Includes your Tai Chi. Then after that, only under these three conditions, your body can be relaxed, can be regulated, then your breathing, your mind, everything is under your control. Then what's next? Then you regulate your Qi. Tiao Qi. Only until you understand these three, then your body can really sense the Qi. Your mind can communicate with the Qi. Then you can really lead the Qi to where you want it. The last one. What? This is Qi. Most important. Make you have a long life. Spirit. The sun spirit. 1000. Those 5 steps is the necessary step for Qigong practice. If you understand these 5 steps, I don't care any style of Qigong, you just understand these 5. You got the keys. You really got the keys. If this is not that important, I wouldn't spend 120